Is he hunting that guy or what? Oh, that's Jack. Okay, go ahead and hunt him. Jack is tracking a path of destruction that the Hulk left. The other guy really is tracking Jack.
You're an amateur, Jack, my boy. That creature of yours will never come back again. Animals never return to where they've been shot at, I guarantee you. Why, I shot a big rogue elephant once.
Hendricks, I told you before, I can't use you.
Buck was a well-known big game hunter, and he and Jack go way back.
Now, it's been 3 weeks. Now, that Hulk of yours has gone up into the mountains somewhere to hole up. Now, I know animals, and I guarantee it.
Well, your guarantees don't make it so, Buck. Not anymore. The answer is still no.
Well, now listen, Jack. Together, we could bag this thing.
Look, Buck, my expense account is stretched pretty far as it is, but
I don't want a handout. I want a job.
Jack agrees that Buck gave him plenty of good copy back in the day.
Listen, Jack. If we shoot this Hulk creature of yours, it'll be just like it used to be. You'll have a great story, and I'll be right back on the lecture circuit.
do you hear yourself? 5 years ago, you wouldn't have even considered shooting something that's worth more alive than it is dead.
Then use that expense account you were talking about and buy him a tranquilizer rifle. Jack is too busy being loyal to an old friend.
Now, Buck, forget it. Just go home.
That's my home.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I really am sorry. But I can't help you.
Yeah, we know how sorry you are. We can see the tears dripping down your face. Jack is the type that uses people and then throws them away.
That's a good way to get lockjaw, you know. Wrapping a cut in that dirty thing.
As we know, David is just the opposite. Except when he's looking for a cure for the monster inside him, he tends to think of himself last. Our 4-foot-tall doctor is Samantha. Her dad owns this store. He hired David to do what little there is to do around here.
Well, you're certainly home early from school.
Mr. Wilkins let us go for the afternoon. Hardly anyone left for him to teach in this town. This might hurt.
Well, I'm ready whenever you are, Dr. Bates. Oh, that's better.
Better. Tommy Porter and his folks left today. That's 5 families this month.
She doesn't see any point in doing much of anything. There's nobody around to care. Let's meet her dad, Harlon Bates.
And every one of those girls believe in your story about an avalanche closing the main ski lift. That's funny.
You know, I got a good mind to call that big shot so-called fisherman again.
No use wasting your breath on those gray flannel types. Besides, it's time we faced the facts. Our little town of Antowuk is kaput. Finished.
I say that this town's got what it takes to boom again. That's what I say. Now, you just tell me what it is that Aspen or Squaw Valley, one of those places have that we don't have right here, huh? What?
People, for one thing.
This is a little town nestled in a Utah valley like dozens of other such towns. It's the kind of place that's there because, as always in the history of humanity, everybody has to be somewhere. He's really comparing that to Aspen. But you have to give Harlan credit for believing in his town, what's left of it.
We got great fishing up at the lakes. Got a terrific ski resort.
Yeah, my ski resort is operating in the deepest shade of red. Now, you've done your best, Harlan. We all have. The newspaper ads, the travel agents in Salt Lake, down in L.A., Denver, but nothing works. People have simply forgotten about Antowuk.
No.
Well, now I'm closing my place and getting out. And if if you weren't such a dreamer, you'd do the same thing.
Listening between the words, it used to be a fairly popular tourist destination. But those things go in streaks and fads, and when the novelty or whatever wears off, people are looking for something else. People are fickle.
Hi, Dad.
How come you're not in school?
Mr. Wilkins let us go early.
What's the rest of the beer?
If his daughter is smart, it's someplace where he can't reach it.
Over there.
What's going on here?
We're cleaning up a bit. Everything's divided into sections. Hardware's on this side, sporting goods are over here.
Barton, just hold it.
And now let's see why it's not a good idea for him to drink.
Well, you see, Sam? He comes here, he's looking for work. He's flat broke. We're about ready for the bankruptcy court. I still give him a job. He says he'll work for his room and his board. But him, I say he's educated.
Why are guys like him always jealous of David's smarts? He has something David can't have, a family. Someone he can look at every day and say, this person loves me. Right now I'm waiting for him to blame David for the town's decline.
Knows it all. Wants to change things.
Leave him alone, Dad. David's just trying to help.
Sam, do you hear yourself, huh? I mean, anybody would think that he was your father and I was the hired hand.
I suggest we look at your respective behaviors right now. You ain't acting like much of a father.
You know, if your mother was still alive to see... No, I'm sorry. Sorry. Come on, Miss Bates. Your mom will be real proud of you, huh? You're a real woman. You're all grown up. You take care of me just fine. Sam? I said I was sorry.
I have to get your lunch ready.
His alcohol-loosened tongue is driving his daughter away. And somehow that's David's fault.
What are you doing now, huh?
I was just finishing up.
Why don't you do that? Finish up, huh? You could rearrange everything. Turn the whole place upside down, huh? Give us a new look. And while you're at it, I got just the place for you to start.
David has a fair idea what's going to happen when they go in that storeroom, but he's mistaken. Harlon tells him to rearrange everything, scrub it, and inventory it. This place looks like an Egyptian tomb going by all the dust. David has already reopened the wound on his hand that Samantha bandaged up, but that's not enough for Harlon. He wants to goad David into taking a swing. He wants David to get angry.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Brad comes in just in time to restrain Harlon and make him walk away. David gets back to work. You probably don't want to know. That is the Hulk getting revenge on the thing that hurt him. He does that a lot.
The size of that thing. Now just hold your ground, huh? I mean, there's two of us.
It ain't gonna be enough. Look out! Here he comes! Get out of here!
The Hulk doesn't usually hit people, but Harlon told David to take a poke at him, and he's the boss. Hey, Harlon, I get the feeling he doesn't like you. By the time the Hulk runs away, the store is pretty well destroyed. While the townspeople discuss what happened, Samantha wants to know what happened to David.
David! Hey, David, I thought for sure that whatever it was got you. You got out just in time. Are you all right?
What's going on?
They've got a meeting going on in there. You know how adults are. You're not gonna let that creature scare you off. You're not gonna leave, are you?
Was there much damage?
Yes, a lot.
Nobody was seriously hurt, but that door paid a horrifying price for getting in the creature's way.
I don't know, Harlan. As newspaper editor, I'd love to spread this story all over the place. But being mayor, too, it puts me in a bad spot. I don't want to start a panic.
Claire, Your Honor, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but you're nuts, you see. There's not enough people left in this town to panic. Now, this creature is exactly what Antowuk needs. It's a tourist draw that won't stop.
Yeah, let's get a bunch of monster hunters up here running around with guns and accidentally shooting each other. That'll bring in the cash.
It's better than a Bigfoot. I mean, even while it was tearing this place apart, I was thinking, this thing is the answer to our prayers. The answer.
Don't particularly take to the idea of my district being overrun by a lot of weirdos out looking for some kind of monster.
Yeah, they're weirdos. Agreed. But weirdos with money in their pockets. Not to mention the nationwide news coverage we're going to get now, right, huh? Now think, how about this? A headline. A resort community battles mountain monster.
Well, it was mighty big of you to sacrifice your store for the cause, Harlon.
Mayor Claire Murphy and Sheriff Chuck Colton's quick reactions in organizing Antowuk's defenses saves serious loss of life and property, etc., so on. And we can call the thing the Antowuk Horror.
There's enough butter in this room for an army of pancakes, and it's working.
Now that will put this town right back on the map. I guarantee it. Huh?
Well,
Huh?
listen, we surely don't have a thing to lose. Okay, Harlan, come on, let's give it a try.
Oh, that's my girl.
Offer them their 15 minutes of fame and they crumble like sand castles at high tide. Antowuk's finest, everybody. Harlan and Brad will take their best rifles and head up into the mountains to hunt for the creature, leaving David to look after Samantha and clean the place up.
Thank you.
Help! Help! Somebody help! Sheriff! Get the sheriff!
Brad!
What's the matter, Brad?
What happened?
Brad!
Where's Dad?
Brad, where is Harlan?
Out there. That thing. It got him.
Oh, you dirty, underhanded, vicious piece of trash. I think we all know this is a stunt, but he's going to let Samantha think her father is either dead or in danger for the sake of it. While a search party follows some enormous footprints to look for Harlan, David has had enough.
Look, I understand why you're doing this, but
What are you talking about?
there's more than just yourself to think about.
Yeah. This is no place for her.
It's her father that's missing, if he's missing.
Are you saying I lied about all this, that we...
I'm just saying it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax.
It's definitely a hoax, but Brad is standing by it. The search party returns with Harlan's shirt. It has blood on it.
Now, how come you're so sure of yourself, Barton? Besides us, a dozen other people in town saw that thing.
Yeah, in town. How many saw it up here? The stunt is working. The reporters are here from all over the place, including our dear friend Jack McGee.
I guess Dad was right. They just keep coming in.
Listen, Samantha. If you know something I don't know.
Dinner is now being served, Mr. Barton. Nothing fancy. Hamburgers, macaroni, and green beans.
She definitely knows something. Nobody slams a door over green beans. Broccoli maybe, but not green beans.
Oh, there you are, you naughty little dog.
Oh, come on, Harlon. That's not even a good fake. The thing everybody saw wasn't brown and fuzzy. It was big, green, and smooth-skinned. He expects this to pass for the Antowuk horror. Much to my dismay, he's right. He runs around making goofy noises until he causes a general panic. Okay, color me impressed. Don't fret, he'll explain how he did it later. Remember what I said about guys with guns? How's Buck sound for starters? This could get bad. Harlon dodged a bullet, literally, but how many times is that likely to happen? He needs to end this now. Brad has been taking in provisions and equipment, and he reports that Antowuk has been rediscovered.
Sam. What about Sam? You did tell her, didn't you?
Yeah, I told her.
I'm not so sure he did, but she knows anyway. In the opening scenes, we saw Samantha bring a very nice microscope home from school to use on a project.
All right. You wouldn't talk to me last night. But you've got to talk to me now. Are you going to let me in on it, Samantha?
Rabbit's blood. Different structure. Mr. Wilkins would be proud of me.
Samantha.
It's just for publicity. What he's doing, David.
David already knows that. The fact that he's doing this isn't the big problem.
It's for the town.
No, not anymore. You saw what happened last night. Someone could have been hurt.
Dad won't hurt anybody.
He doesn't have to. Panic will do it for him.
He could be hurt. There are police in town now. There are men with guns. If you know where he is, you have to tell me, Samantha.
She says he can take care of himself and refuses to talk anymore.
Now, look, buddy, don't you cry. I'm gonna get that horror thing for you. Yes, sir, I'll get that man-eater that took your father, and I'll kill it. I guarantee it.
I think that's enough, all right?
Now, all these amateurs, they just want to capture it. But I'm gonna kill that thing.
You're not going to kill anything. Now, come on, Samantha. Come on.
Don't you worry, honey. I'm gonna track it down. And I'll kill it!
Okay, maybe she does feel like talking some more. She's lived in this little Utah village all her life. She's only just starting to understand how much crazy there is out there. I have to admit, Buck is a good place to start learning.
When Mom was alive, when we were all together, Dad used to take us to a mountain that was nearly always covered with clouds at the top. He called it Sky Mountain. He might be there.
How do I find it?
I'll show you.
No, Samantha.
Why? What's wrong?
You're going to have to tell me. It's going to be tough enough talking to your father without having you along.
Oh, no, you don't. Not if I can help it.
David, how do you manage to come up with the most awkward solution you can imagine? She's probably the one person that Harlon will listen to. You think he's going to give you the time of day? He hates you. We established that. Still, she gives him directions and he starts off as if he really believes she won't follow him. Which he does, and as we already know, he's wrong because she does.
That ought to do it. Just twist this knob and wham, just like I turned over old Colton's Jeep.
In case it isn't obvious by now, this whole thing has gone to his head. He's starting to see himself as the town's savior. He's going to make it look like he threw that boulder down the hill. What could possibly go wrong?
But I'm gonna be leading that whole search party right up that trail, and with the path booby-trapped.
Brad, nobody is gonna get hurt. Now look, you just bring them right along that safe trail I marked over there. By then, I'll let them see me and the show can begin.
Brad still doesn't like it.
Brad, Nothing is gained without a little risk. Just a little one?
Risk for whom? That boulder won't be rolling uphill, you know. William Lucking was another of those solid character actors who make or break an episode. He had a habit of making them like he's doing here. The last time we saw him, he was Babe Ruth in Voyagers. That's kind of funny because he later played Babe Ruth again in 1991 in a TV movie called Babe Ruth. Harlon is sincere, but he knows he's not smart. He needs to enlist the help of someone who is to rope him in a little.
Somebody's coming.
Spotted. Just up ahead. A couple of miles from here.
I think it's safe to say nobody in that bunch qualifies. At the very least, though, Jack has seen the Hulk up close, so when he sees a 6'3" fuzzy werewolf wannabe instead of a 7-foot green bodybuilder, I hope he'll blow the whistle. You never know with Jack.
Harlon! Harlon Bates! Knock it off, Harlon! It's me, David! Harlon, I'm coming up there!
That could be a problem. Remember what Brad said about booby traps?
Damn it, Harlon!
You know, you just wrecked a lot of hard work.
I suppose it doesn't matter that I was almost killed in the process.
It would have served you right, Barton. Now, why don't you just get out of here before you foul up everything?
No, I'm not going anywhere until you go with me. Harlon, that so-called posse back there is out for blood. And as a professional hunter that would just love to kill you...
I can take care of myself!
That's why Samantha has to fix all your food, maintain the store, and everything else while you drink yourself into thinking you can take care of yourself, right?
Well, what about Samantha? She doesn't want a dead father, Harlon.
I think you said enough. As a matter of fact, you said too much. Now get out of here!
Hey! Up here! Everybody! Up here!
He doesn't want to be down there. He want to be up here. He thought David messed up a lot of work with the logs. It could be interesting to see what he has to say about this, but he doesn't have time to stop and talk. You know something? There's nothing like a child in peril to bring people together.
Just hold on. Honey, I'll get you out of here. Just hold on, huh?
Dad, help!
Hey, people is a very flexible term.
Dad, help! Dad!
Come on, try and grab hold, Sam. Come on. Try, huh? A little more.
Dad, I can't hold on! Dad!
Try and grab hold, Sam.
This is the monster that you've been giving a bad name, Harlon. Now don't you have something to say to him, like I'm sorry? Buck just doesn't take a hint, does he? Jack told him not to kill it, but you get the feeling he's after more than just a return to fame. He wants that head mounted on his wall.
Come on, honey. Try. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be okay. Hang on.
There, on the cliff. That's it. Move it!
And by the way, that's the third time he's been shot in that same spot on his left shoulder. By now, he should have enough scar tissue built up there to look like a second head.
Go on. Get it over with.
There it is.
Don't shoot. You'll hit the old man.
Discreet. I need a cannon to get.
He wouldn't have done anything anyway because David doesn't do that. Still, the distraction serves its purpose and he disappears into the forest. All Harlon and Samantha can do is watch. They know what they owe to that creature, and the worst part is, there's not a blasted thing they can do for him. Buck kept that rifle and became famous overnight for his amazing over-the-shoulder trick shooting.
It's a hoax. The whole thing's a hoax.
What hoax? Oh, well, yeah, this guy maybe, but what about that thing we saw down there? You call that a hoax? That was no hoax.
And that old guy down there, he stood right up to it. I'm getting an interview.
Wait a minute. That man's an employee of the National Register.
He wasn't this morning, but he is now. They all got down there and asked him if he really worked for Jack. He said, "Jack who?"
Harlon.
Yeah, almost got away with it.
What are you talking about? This whole town's got itself a transfusion. Harlan, we're back in business.
David! What about David?
He was just up here trying to make me understand what I was doing. I think we better find him. I got some apologizing to do.
Harlan said this town is his home and he can't leave, but after that stunt, he may want to rethink that. I have a feeling for the next few years, Fuzzy Bates is going to be one of the local jokes.
Hey, folks. This the way to Antowuk where the monster's hanging out?
Straight ahead. That's where the monster is, Antowuk.
Well, you be good to yourself. Be safe.
Ever since I looked at The Flying Nun, it's been easy to recognize those characters who leave people better than they found them. David is one of those. It's too bad he couldn't tell Samantha the truth. He could sneak back into town once a year for annual monster watching week. Show the Hulk here and there, keep the legend going, and sneak out of town just ahead of Jack McGee. We know David likes doing that. He's gotten so good at it. Jack, don't make your tongue. He runs around